So as I was out walking my dog, I thought to myself, caretaking shows a lot up as a characteristic in codependency for men. So I said to myself, I'm going to go back in the house, make a very quick video of caretaking and codependency inside men. So this is for you guys specifically. So earlier, caretaking was stated as feeling anxiety, pity, guilt when other people have a problem, feel angry when their help isn't effective, anticipate other people's needs, wonder why others do not do the same for them. So, some examples I was thinking of as I was walking my dog about men and caretaking, and some of the things that men have stated to me that I've heard more in depth, where I'm like, dude is kind of codependent on X, Y, and Z. So one of them I would really say is financially taking care of family members, financially taking care of their friends. I want to make this part very clear. Men are very, very, very solution oriented. So like if you got a problem and if the problem does not consist of the man that you're talking to, it's quite amazing of how much he can really just solve that problem. You guys come up with answers so quickly, it's really ridiculous of how quick, like I said, you guys can really solve a problem. So I want to make that very clear. Men are very, very amazing at solving problems, especially when that problem does not consist of the person that you're asking to help from. So with that all being clear, the thing with men with caretaking and codependency, like I was about to say, would be financially taking care of their friends and family and not having a healthy boundary of. Now, taking care of a loved one, whoever that's going to school, that really has a huge workload of schoolwork, things like that, that don't really have the time to go to work and do stuff like that. That's very understandable. Taking care of a family member that's, ill and, needs some support, that's understandable to be taking care of someone. Financially taking care of a family member who's taking care of another family member because they are spending so much time taking care of that family member. They need help financially, so the man helps out in that. Those instances are all understandable. Even with your male friends, okay, someone's, needs some extra money in their pocket because they live in paycheck to paycheck this one time. That's understandable. Your friend going to jail and maybe needing some assistance with, getting out. Okay, that's understandable. One time. Yet doing these things as a consistent basis where people are looking at you as a bank, that's where you need to really stop and ask yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you allowing this? Why are you putting yourself out there to be a bank? That money could go into you purchasing more, maybe homes, cars, whatever you desire. Maybe it could go into you starting a charity, a nonprofit, where you're creating your own brand. Even if you don't plan on doing nothing big, but you just creating your own personal brand, your own self, your own manhood you create. That could be invested back into yourself. I'm only talking about when people are over pressing those boundaries where you are just where you're the king of giving, where everybody just know, call John, call Tom, call Jamal, call Dante, because he's gonna pay for it, he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it, and no one is thinking of how could we support him back. So that goes and it ties up with me feeling caretaking codependency with men when it's stated feeling angry when their help isn't effective. So, some people take it personal if, especially men I've seen who are displaying caretaking codependency tendency, really do feel like they lose a sense of they self if they were not able to really solve the problem for that person, to the point where they actually take it so personal, they feel depressed. They feel less than a man. And if the other person can't solve their problem, you even coming up with a problem, you even thinking of a problem, that's manly, masculine of you to be able to do. So don't beat yourself up if you wasn't able to solve it all the way, if it wasn't so effective. At least you tried, and at least when you tried, it was a trying with integrity, not I'm just gonna, BS around, but where you sincerely tried with some integrity. And another thing I want to mention that's with the caretaking in men, which is also in women, children. Using your children as a reason of why you yourself is not living life. I know so many women that do that, and your child doesn't want that for you, especially as a man. They need to see their father living life to the best of his ability. This is really sincerely a man's world, and everyone else is living in it. And if you as a man can't put up boundaries within yourself, because people can have their own boundaries, say, oh, I'm not going to ask such and such for help, but you could be so used to doing it. Like I said, you throwing yourself out there. Oh, call me, I'll do it, I do it, let me do it. So when I say this with your children, what I mean by, I don't mean by stop doing everything with your kid. I mean by, if you have a routine and your child has soccer practice from 4 to 6, you do that every single day, and you realize that you want to start working out, well, you need to either, after that 4 to 6 day done doing that, you either need to work out, figure it out, make it happen. Don't use your kid of why you can't do that. Traveling, figure it out. Don't use your kid of why you can't do that. Every time you hold yourself back, just like I say to women, and just like women end up realizing, damn, me not going after my goals, I show my child that. And yes, it's sacrifice, but then at the same time, they could do the same thing too and not go after their goals. So learn how to do the two. Be a parent and live for you. Those are the two things that people are, men and women really do have in common when it comes to parent role, which is very understandable. But like I'm saying, do not use caretaking, especially with your children, holding yourself back, not being able to figure out a plan that you could be able to do your child's goal and your goal at the same time. Because remember, you are your child's role model, and we really do everything our parents did. We sincerely really do. So if you don't live your life to the extreme and all you do is just go to work, don't create your own personality besides just being a caretaker, have things to talk about besides just you taking care of your family and going to work, but have something that you are interested in. Even if it's a TV show, if you know it like the back of your hand, that's something that makes you smile outside of helping everyone. Find a way to use those caretaking skills and put a boundary up within yourself. And so that's all I want to leave it on with men and caretaking and codependency. I just really wanted to make this video and make it clear that men do experience codependency, specifically the characteristic caretaking and financially taking care of friends, family, to a degree where it's not healthy. To a degree where it's not healthy, and to a degree where they themselves see themselves as just saviors, just caretakers, and that's their only existence, to the point that they run themselves down the ground and do not live the life that you were created to live. And that is to protect, provide for others, but also first yourself. You can't do it for other people unless you do it for yourself. All right, have a good night, and I'll see you guys for some next videos. And when I see things that I notice that people don't emphasize towards men, I'm going to always make a side video to address men and give them specific examples that they can try their best to relate to. Okay, bye.